Alright, I've been playing a lot of the new game Last Flag. The one that's been made by okay. It is a hero shooter that is capture the flag. And when you hear hero shooter, you might be like, oh my gosh, that's been overdone, like to the point where, oh my gosh, there's just so many. Concord 2. I think it's very fun, and I see a lot of potential, right? I don't think it's the best game right now, but potential is there. It's fun to play. The games are quick, they never go over 20 minutes. I barely have any go over 15, so it's not like I'm waiting for my game to end and it feels like a drawn on battle. There's a lot of times where it feels tense. All the characters I think are very fun, well designed, balanced, even if I don't like some of them. I don't like to play them. I think they're all balanced and they succeed in different things. They're unique in ways that you can go Gamatra and Emma. Overwatch and Marvel Rivals are like the same character. It's the same thing. It's a like minor differences, but overall it's pretty much the same thing. I can't really make that connection between this game and another game because the concept is so different. Um, I think in areas, so let's that's I think the game is good. I think the game is great. I love playing it. I'm probably going to play it more after I record this video, but maybe I'll record a few games after this to and splice it onto the end or something to show you what I mean by last with some of my complaints. But next I'm going to talk about things that I think can be improved going out of the beta because it is just a beta. There's only 9 playable characters, which I don't think is a big problem. I think it's fine that there's only 9 because, well, it's 5v5. I think they should probably make it 6v6 or 12v12 or something else other than 5v5 because the maps are really big. The maps are really big, really expansive. That's something that goes into good. I like it. Things that will probably be fixed coming out of the beta, but I don't really like. The map in the top right. It is always oriented the same way. And because of how the game works, and it's like battleship kind of thing, I would prefer my team to always be on the bottom of the minimap and the enemy team to always be on the top. So that way I'm always oriented the correct way. Even though I could look at the top left, top right of my screen and know that which team I am because you're always blue. Like, my mind always just thinks that I'm going to be on the bottom and the team on the top is the one I'm going after because when they explain the game to you, that makes the most sense. A lot of times it's not. The minimap is stagnant. It will not flip for whatever team you're on. I don't like that. But you know what? It's whatever. It's something that I grow into. I think this game is much better as a casual game, especially because there's no ranked, at least not right now, because we're in beta. It's very fun to play. Due to some of the features and because it is a beta, it can feel a little repetitive, and so I don't want to play it for multiple hours at a time. But I'll get on, I'll play like 3-4 games, play like an hour, maybe an hour and a half of it, and then I get off and I play Rivals and I go, okay, I'm done with Rivals, and then I boot up that game because it's really fun. It's not. Sometimes it's tense, like oh my gosh, there's so much going on, but it's never like heart racing, edge of my seat for extended periods of time. I really like it. Oh, yes, there's only one map. I assume there'll be more because in the trailer it showed different areas that I don't think were in this map, unless I've just missed it for some reason or I'm not thinking correctly. It only had one map. I hope that this is like a basic map and it's like basic. There's no special gimmick. And then all the other maps, they take something out of Rivals book where each map has its own characteristic, its own feature. Because what makes the Rivals maps are distinct in and of themselves, but on top of that, they each have a unique effect, a unique feature that they go into. Like the Loki maps, when you break them, they'll rebuild. During the City of Night, the vampire maps, when you break them, they either go back to normal or they go back to normal when they receive enough damage, and then they break down. Or maybe it's reversed in some places. But I think that's a cool effect, though that one is probably my least favorite of these. The Hydro maps, they move. Those ones are the only maps that like actively move multiple times. There's one more that I'm thinking of. Museum. The Collector's Museum has the shield walls. Unlike Rivals, though, I want them to go harder into that aspect. Like, each map should feel like a completely unique experience, and maybe even say some of the characters are more powerful on said maps. I think balance is kind of a little bit of an issue, but I don't think so, really. I've seen on the Steam page multiple people saying, Knives, which is the assassin kind of character, is OP and busted and the best character in the game. Well, I think they're right. I don't think that's a balance issue. I think that it peaks at like 500 players because it's just the demo, and I'm gonna get into that. It peaks at like 500 players, just the demo, and she's like the easiest character to learn because I feel like once you learn some of the other characters, the guy with a damage booster to himself and his whole team and a self shield on a short cooldown, I think he's probably the most busted because it's not like Mag where like it has a short cooldown and then the bar has to refill, so it's got two kind of cooldowns. As soon as that first cooldown's over, it is at full capacity and you can shield yourself again. And you could use it to shield your teammate as long as they're standing directly behind you and the bolt hits you and not them. It's not like huge, it's only for himself, but you know what I mean. I like the gameplay loop. And I think those are just problems that are in the beta. Not enough people have played the game or played the game long enough to understand and get the complexities of whatever they main and then do it. So when you try Knives for the first time, everything makes sense. It clicks super into place. It's easy. I think with this first beta, they will rely the first demo, because it's not their first beta. They've had several betas in the past, but this one is the latest, and it's peaking at like 500 players, so I think lack of players might kill this game before anything else does, because I think that it's not Concord 2. I think it's actually a really good game, unlike Concord or Highguard, but the game just doesn't have any publicity. I haven't seen shit about this game outside of what because I went and found this game on my own after seeing I saw an ad about it while sifting through Instagram. It wasn't an ad. It was like one of those where they're like cute games you can play with your friends. And like comes out in next year. And I went and I looked and I went, that looks cool, and I wishlisted it. Unless you went and wishlisted it, because I haven't seen shit about it since. So I think lack of publicity might be this game's downfall. But I think in this beta they should learn that you don't get money fast enough unless you have someone actively farming cash bots, which it's like League where you can find little monsters to kill and then you get things. You can level up your abilities in this game, and you share your cash with your team, not so much as like it's one huge cash pool, but like when one person gets cash, the whole team gets cash, and that's a good feature, but you don't get it fast enough. Even in the longest games I've had, where it's like 18 minutes, because it will auto end at 20 minutes because it doesn't want to be too long. It'll be too boring and too repetitive, and I respect that. I think it's awesome, but I only get like 3 upgrades, maybe 4. There's 9 total, and it's supposed to be like, which one do you preference? I think in a game that long where it's close to auto ending, you should probably be close to maxing out your character. I don't know, find some way to add passive, or maybe when you get kills or when you hit finishers, you get cash for your team. Maybe you don't get cash yourself, but you get it for your team, so it's a team effort in getting cash. Now, things that I don't know if they'll be fixed out, just because those complaints were like, oh, it's the beta, give it some grace. These ones are like gameplay itself and things like that. The game doesn't feel very team-oriented, which I don't hate that. I also don't love it. I love that I could hop on, or me and a friend could hop on, and it is just me and him, and we can just coast. Our team does whatever because each hero specializes in something else, either bunkering down, protecting the towers that I'll get into if I record videos about it, the attacking the enemy team, like going out and hunting. Like Bounty Hunter does a really good job at killing the enemy team. He spends a lot of his times at the radar towers, which help you find the enemy team's flags. Capturing those helps you find those, but not because he's good for holding those down, but because I see the enemy team has captured one, and I go over there to find one and kill the enemy team, because that's what he's really good at, getting kills and locking people down. Whereas the assassin is really good at 1v1 kills, and finding the flag. But after she finds the flag, she doesn't have the potential to 1v1 carry, in my experience. I have like 2 hours on her. The 1v1 experience, I mean the 1v1 capability with, because when you grab the flag and you're holding it back, you have limited sprint, you have limited stamina, and you cannot use any of your abilities. Without her abilities, I think she lacks. Even your passive doesn't work, by the way. Even your character's passive abilities don't work. So I think she lacks the ability to win 1v1s, and I think that's a really cool feature. But, and this might just be because of the demo, but like, because the demo is low, a lot of your games are going to have bots in them. End of the day, there will have bots in them, unless there has a spike in player base. But what happens is my team doesn't come to help me, and when I'm on a team that's like all bots, that's fine. But when I'm on a team that's like 3 real people and 2 bots, I expect at least one of the real people to help me or make sure that there's no enemies in the lane that I'm coming down. It's not something I actively calm out, so it could be my fault too, because I just don't expect to calm a lot in this game, because it does feel like a very solo player team experience where I'm not actively working with my team. We're all working individually on a singular goal. But a lot of times what happens is like 2 or 3 people will be at our pyramid where I have to take the flag, just waiting there. My team's pissed off doing something else, or both teams they'll capture the flag, and I don't know where they are, but I'm on their side. I know where their flag is. I'll grab their flag. Since both flags have been captured, nobody can plant them. Each flag bearer goes back to their pyramid, and while my team is running around looking for the flag bearer, I am waiting, like just waiting, because there's 4 people at my pyramid. There's 4 people, and I can't fight them. I can't fight them on my own, dude. I can't do that. And it's probably just because I have a lot of bots in there. It's probably because communicating doesn't do a lot right now, but that is a complaint that I have. The only other complaint that I really have is it kind of feels boring at times. It feels slow, and not because the game itself is slow. The combat is slow and clean. The movement is fast, and some people say it's stiff, but I think the movement feels very clean. Maybe that was a comment from an older beta or an older demo. I like this game's movement. I like its combat. I think it's very fast and fluid. But when I show you gameplay clips of it later, or in a separate video, depends on how much time I get today, you'll see what I mean when I say you kind of capture radar towers and wait for a long time. I will go into the enemy's team as the assassin character and just hunt, and I will barely see the enemy team at all. There's no punishment for being on their side of the map for too long. They don't get alerted of my presence. They have no idea that I crossed into their side of the map. So I'm just playing a solo game, exploring the map, searching, looking for the flag, and then I find it. And that's it. I mean, that part of the map feels like it's drawn out. And even though I'm doing a lot per second, not a lot is happening. I'm just running around. When I play Bounty Hunter and I'm holding the towers, I don't get that feeling where I'm just hunting people, because I'm doing a lot that interacts with the enemy team or with my own team. But when I'm searching for the flag, it doesn't do it. And also, I have no idea if someone's searching for my flag or if they're even close to finding my flag. There's times where you'll hide the flag and then like 2 minutes in, they just find it. They have no radar towers, but then they find it. And once they find it, it lets the entire team, yours and theirs, know where it is and that they found it. Your entire team knows where it is to begin with, but like it blocks it out on the map and tells you explicitly where it is and tells their entire team where it is. So it's Sometimes that just happens. If I knew when somebody was searching, maybe you have someone on defense who's running your side of the map. But then if you only have one person doing that, that's not very good because it's a huge area and you don't know where they are. What if you're on the left and they're on the right? But you know what? I think that might have to do with the beta, actually, now that I'm saying it. Maybe if you increase the player count or add a little voice line, or maybe when you get within, like, if they're within 8 tiles, say, hey, somebody's near your flag, but don't tell them where, and then it won't tell the enemy team that they're near your flag, so they won't even know. They might leave the area near your flag, and you ran over there for nothing, and they're not even there anymore, right? Just something that, like, incentivizes you staying on your side of the field or decentivizes running around aimlessly on theirs looking for it. That's my only complaint, because that's the only part that feels slow, because the actual gameplay, and while I'm playing it, I know I'm doing a lot, I know I'm going fast, and it's not slow. But it kind of feels slow because nothing's externally happening, and I don't feel punished or rewarded for really doing anything. And then my last complaint is the spidey sense. When you are near somebody's flag, you get a little sense around your head that tells you that the flag's nearby. This is both the greatest and worst mechanic ever, because it pings through walls. It'll ping when the flag is not on your screen. It's the best mechanic ever because it prevents you from fumbling. Because there's times where you might not see the flag, and because you didn't like actively look at it, but it was in the corner of your screen, you might go, oh, that cave's safe, it's not there, and then you run away, and then you lose the game because nobody ever rechecks it. So that could be a problem, and so I like that they added that to prevent it. But it pings through walls in just an AoE around you. So there's times where I'll enter a building, I don't even see it, and I know it's there. Like, I've entered a building and I already know it's there, and I just have to find it in the building. I think that's bad. I wish it only procced if it was on your screen. You see it when it's on your screen. If it's even just barely visible, it'll ping. Because there's a lot of times where I want to put it, it's like there's a little wall jutting out, and you have to go out of your way to check behind it. And they would make some crazy good hiding spots. If that spidey sense wasn't there, because they would know it's right there, even without seeing it. Without going out of their way to check for it, they would know it's there. And that's my problem with it. That it kind of limits your hiding options, because if they know it's there, it's right out in the middle of the open. It's not hard to find. You're going to get the spidey sense just running through the cave normally, is what I mean. Not like it's oh, they went out of their way to find it anyways. Like, it should be not that hard to find. Like, it's not out in the open, but like running through the cave, you're gonna see it and you're gonna know it's within a certain AoE. But all in all, I like this game. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10 where it is right now. The cosmetics are fun. I also wish they leaned into the game show-esque more. The whole idea is that it's a game show, and I wish that not more cartoony, because more cartoony is kind of ran its course, and while it shouldn't be realistic, it should find its nice stylized art in that. But I wish it leaned more into the game show mechanic more. I don't know how, but it just kind of feels like it's a background element and not something that's actively in the gameplay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this is a great 7 out of 10, especially for it just being in the demo. I think it's really fun. While it does have room to improve, I think it's going to be good. I think on final release, this game is going to be good. It's going to be fun, and even if it's not a huge competitive game, it's a fun little game you can play with your friends. So that's about it for me. I'm probably going to go play more, and if I do, I might record it so I can like show you in person the things that I don't like or that I think could be changed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, go play it. Go play the demo. We need more people to play this shit, more people to talk about this shit, so that way it gets more attention and less bots in the game, and then you can actually get a feel for what would this game be if it was good. Because sometimes you're the only human player on your team for the first 10 minutes, and then the game's already lost, and it's like, you know what, fuck my life, right? But go play the game, please. It's really fun. Not sponsored, I just like it. I'm going to be playing it a lot. I'll probably get it when it comes out here in April 16th? Question mark. But now I'm done. Have a great day. Wet Willy.